Learning curve analysis. Deriving the learning rate using logarithms. Now the CPA paper 11 requires knowledge of the learning curve theory, and remember the examiner may ask you to calculate the learning rate. This is something very easy. Question practice, of course, is vital. You can obtain a copy of my current edition of the CPA Paper 11 Practice and Revision Kit. Now, this kit contains a great number of exam standard questions and answers to practice on. Don't forget the principle underlying the learning curve, that if we perform tasks of a repetitive nature, the time we take to complete subsequent tasks reduces until it can reduce no more. The learning curve is based on the principle that the learning process starts from the point when the first unit comes off the production line. Now today we are going to see how to derive the learning rate using logs. What is a learning rate? Now a learning rate, this is a constant percentage at which the average time per unit is decreasing as the cumulative output increases. Remember, under the learning curve analysis, we look at the relationship between the cumulative quantities and the cumulative average time. So as we produce more units of a product, you expect the average time for the subsequent units, that is the average time per unit, to keep on reducing by a constant percentage. So that constant percentage is what we refer to as the learning rate. So for examination purposes, you must be able to calculate the learning rate from the basic data. I'm going to use this example and we see how we can calculate the learning rate. Example, data relating to the production of the first 12 units of a new product are as follows. Time taken to produce the first unit, that is 15 hours. Then the cumulative time to produce the first 12 units, that was 81 hours. What is the learning rate? Remember our formula, y equaling to ax power b. Now we have the first 12 units. We have the first 12 units of a new product. That is our x. Remember, x in the formula, that is the cumulative number of units. Now the time taken to produce the first unit, that is 15 hours, and that is the value of a. So your a equals to 15 hours. Now the cumulative time taken to produce the first 12 units, that was 81. So to produce the first 12 units, we use 81 hours. What is the learning rate? Now from the algebraic formula y equaling to ax power b, we need to find out the value of y, a, x, and b. Now y, which is always the cumulative average time per unit, we see that the company is producing 12 units to date, but they are using 81 hours, meaning that on average, each unit takes 6.75 hours. So that is the value of y. Then a, the time taken to produce the first unit. The first unit takes 15 hours. Then the total number of units produced to date, that is 12 units. B, which is the index of learning, that equals the log of the learning rate over log 2. But we can't get B because we don't have the learning rate. So we're going to first find the value of B. Now just get these values, substitute them in your formula to find out the value of B. So meaning that our y equaling to x power b, when we substitute, we have 6.75 equaling to 15 times 12b. This is what we have if we substitute the values in the formula. So meaning that we have to make b the subjects. What we do in this case, just divide both sides by 15, such that this 15 cancels with the 15 down, then 12 power b will equal to 6.75 over 15. So meaning that we have 12 power b equaling to 0.45. That's what we have. Now we need to solve that equation 12 power b equaling to 0.45. We have to solve that. Remember, we need to use logs, so you have to be having a scientific calculator. Now what you do in this case, you have to just log both sides of the equation, but remember the power b changes and becomes a multiple. So meaning that 12 power b equaling to 0.45 becomes b log 12 over log 0.4 over log 0.45. In this case, of course, we are interested in b. So what we do, we divide both sides by log 12. So meaning that b equals to log 0.4 over log 12. So when you press your calculator, b equaling to negative 0.3468 over 1.0792, you get negative 0.3213. So that is the value of b. But don't forget that b is the index of learning, and to get that value of b, we use our formula, which is log of the learning rate over log 2. Remember log 2, that is simply found using a calculator as 0.3010. You can prove that. So meaning that b, which is negative 0.3213, equals to log of the learning rate over 0.301. We are just substituting in our derivation of b that is log learning rate over log 2. So we have the value of b, which is that. The log of the learning rate, we don't have that, but we have log 2 as 0.3010. We have that. Now we just need to rearrange that equation. So when you rearrange, it means that log of the learning rate will equal to 0.3010 times negative 0.3213, giving you negative 0.967. But that's not our learning rate. So after getting that log of the learning rate value, now what you have to do, remember the learning rate has to be expressed as a percentage or as a decimal. And it can't be negative, of course. So meaning that in this case, what you have to do, you have to anti-log negative 0.0967 to come up with the decimal, which you can convert to percentage. Now the final stage is to find the learning rate itself, and this is done by using the anti-log or 10 power x button. So meaning that if you want to get the anti-log of negative 0.967, just press the shift key and the log button. Then you come up with the learning rate as a decimal. And when you do that, the figure you get is, okay, you antilog negative 0.967, and the antilog of this is 80%. So 80%, that is the learning rate. I repeat. On your calculator, you have negative 0.0967. Just press your shift key and the log key. You'll get 0.8 something. Then just multiply by 100 to get the learning rate as a percentage. And I believe you'll get 80%. So that's how we derive the learning rate using logs. Any questions? Now, if there is no any question, then you can try out this question. XX is aware that there is a learning effect. XX is aware that there is a learning effect for the production of one of its new products. but is unsure about the degree of learning. The following data relate to these products. The time taken to produce the first unit, that was 2080 direct labor hours. Production to date, 15 units. And the cumulative time to date, that is 104 direct labor hours. What is the percentage learning effect? Summary. So that was a short summary about deriving the learning rate. Thank you very much for watching this video. And if you want more about other concepts of management accounting, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks again and have a nice time.